Yo peeps, welcome to the Alex Gem Experience. Okay, let's dive in. Today's podcast is entitled How Technology Affects Us. So we're going to delve in deep. We're going to look at what I'm refer to as it relates to technology. We're going to look at both the positives and the negatives that derive from the constant never-ending improvements of technology. We're also going to look at some things that we might want to avoid and some things that we might want to practice so that we don't fall victim to the negative side of technology. And I'm going to do my best to predict what will happen in the future as a result of technological advancements. I'm going to do my best anyways. So let's dive in. So firstly, what do I mean by technology? Well, I'm obviously referring to things like the internet, social platforms, including gigantic companies like Twitter, Facebook, and associated companies like Instagram and all these different platforms. Also referring to things like advancements and changes in terms of medicine, technological improvements that are enabling us to cure all kinds of problems and illnesses and ailments within people. So we're looking at the whole spectrum of technology. So let's dive in, shall we? Possible problems of technology. One of the things that I've noticed as a consequence of technology is that people are definitely growing more and more impatient. And yes, there's always been that saying, that idiom that, the grass is always greener. But to be honest with you, it's never been more prevalent and it's never been more perilous in today's day and age, because it just seems like people are incredibly impatient. It's harder than ever for people to remain focused on certain things that they want to achieve in their lives because of the constant influx and distractions that technology brings. So I personally think that people are more impatient than ever before. If they don't see improvements or get what they want immediately, they can be easily put off. So I think this is one of the reasons why some people, and all right, let me just set the stall out, to be honest. I'm not for or against technological advancements by any means. I think there are tons of benefits from technology and also many, many negatives that most people will fall into. And that's only because most people don't have the right kind of mechanisms, defense mechanisms in place to stay on track, to stay strong, healthy, and so on and so forth. So people become impatient because they're used to getting answers as soon as they want, at the click of a button, essentially. You go on Google, you can buy things on Amazon, you can research things immediately, you can get answers to things quickly. You're used to instant answers and instant access as well. And when people are facing examples and situations where they have to exhibit patience, that's when they fail. That's when they don't live up to their expectations. Because, patience is a virtue, to use another idiom. My grandfather used to always talk about, patience will always pay off. You need to be patient. Now, that doesn't mean don't be a go-getter. Of course, take massive action towards your goals, build momentum in your life, but be patient to an extent, because, great things will not happen overnight. And I think in today's day and age, with people jumping between social platforms, jumping on the internet, if you don't have access to the internet for a day, people go crazy. If you take away people's phone for a week, oh my God, they are delirious. Talk about psychosis taking over. And that's one of the shortcomings of technology, becoming impatient. I take things quite deeply. I think technology has never made it easier to meet people. I'm talking about dating, as well as things like friendships, I guess. But in terms of romantically speaking, it's never been easier because of dating sites and things like this. It's never been easier to meet people. And in saying that, it's never been easier to separate as well. And I think technology has played a massive hand in leading to the shocking and ever-growing divorce rate that we see today. I think a lack of the stronghold that religion had in the past. I think that the constant exposure to technology and like I said earlier, it always seems like the grass is always greener. So whenever there's a problem in a marriage, people are easy to jump and escalate the problem because of technology and what that's doing to our psyche. And I do feel that technological advancements are definitely having a negative impact on marriages, playing a role in divorces, making it easier than ever before for people to give up with their spouse, with their partner. And so I think technology is causing all kinds of marital problems. Now, since we're looking at the negatives, I also think that the overuse of technology will lead people to depression. Now, playing computer games for too long, watching TV for too long, using social platforms for too long, it puts us in a negative state of mind over time, because it's just unhealthy to live a sedentary life. It's just not healthy. And the more inactive you are, the more you think, and the more you are bored, the more negative we tend to become, and the more problems and addictions that can escalate. So I think technology has played its hand in leading to all kinds of depression and mental illnesses as well, to an extent. I don't want to exaggerate that too much, so excuse the hyperbole, but I do think that it's certainly playing a role in people being depressed. Especially, I think the studies have been done as well of people who tend to use platforms like Facebook. They say that if you use it for under 10 minutes every time you use Facebook, then apparently it doesn't negatively influence your emotional state. But statistics and science is now revealing that when people tend to be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and these sort of platforms for more than 10 minutes, it becomes excessively worse in terms of how people feel. People begin to feel sad, depressed, hopeless, overwhelmed, angry, frustrated, irritated with their circumstance, because a lot of nonsense exists on these social platforms. People are pretending to be happier than they really are. People are only posting when they look perfect, or they're only posting when they're doing amazing things. And people don't see the drudgery, the negativity, the conflict, the arguments in people's relationships, in people's lifestyles, the struggle. They only see the good thing. And I think that's why people are becoming more impatient, because they look at these people who look like they're having a great time, a great life, and it makes them think, I need to quickly change things. But as I said earlier, hard work needs to last for a certain period of time, a long period of time, for greatness to occur. So yes, divorces are building up insidiously as a result of technology. Yes, more and more people are becoming depressed, and I think technology plays its part in that area as well. And I don't know about you guys, but when I was at school, I mean, obviously I'm not a dinosaur. Apologies if you are. But when I was in school, if you got picked on, if you got bullied, it tended to kind of end after the school day. And, I started to use things like MySpace when I was like 16, 17 and all these sorts of things. So I didn't really get influenced or affected by bullying, cyberbullying and these sorts of things. But being a teacher for many years, I did see what can happen on social media, how people can be getting bullied and picked on. So I do think that technological advancements is also making people, kids, providing them with no escape, making them fearful of using social platforms. And the bullying does not end at school, it continues. And I think this is the reason why there is the pressing epidemic on our hands for our youngsters today. Depression is at an all-time high for youngsters, adolescents, and technology is certainly kind of got a foothold in that, that's for sure. So yes, technology is making it easier and omnipresent for people to be constantly being bullied. And that obviously is unnatural, and it's not meant to be this way. And I also want to address, going back earlier, I did mention that people being impatient, people not having the ability to focus and pay attention to things because of technology, using their phones and using the computers and desktops and things like this. And, statistics also reveal that, your average person today tends to lose focus between 6 to 10 times every single minute. That's astounding. That's astonishing, I must say. In 1 minute, people are easily distracted, losing their focus, losing their attention span. And make no mistake about it, technology is definitely... Technology has been able to identify these kind of statistics, but at the same time, technology is also playing a massive role in creating these shocking statistics. So it's crazy. So essentially what that's saying is, if your average people are having a conversation and if they're listening to someone, they would lose track and not be paying attention to what that person is saying about 6 to 10 times within a minute. And that, we all know how quickly a minute goes by. So that's quite terrifying, I must say. And it's a result of excessively using technology and all these problems that occur consequently. So, speaking of statistics, I mean, there's another shocking statistic out there that says that your average person uses Instagram about 150 times every single day. Now, I know that more youngsters use Instagram more than Facebook, for example. So that kind of makes a bit more sense. But I just think that it's become so habitual to get your phone out and to jump on Instagram, even if it's for a brief moment, because it's habit. It's just what you do whenever you're bored or whenever you have a moment to yourself. You're just used to getting your phone out, jumping on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or what have you, or Snapchat and these sort of things. And it's terrifying. I do also think that technology is one of the main reasons why people are unable to live in the present moment. So being in the present moment means being at one with yourself, focusing on basic things such as what is happening right in front of you. It can enable people to be more influenced by their egos. So whenever you're living in the past or thinking about the future, your ego is playing a role in this kind of exchange, if you will. So the present moment is taken away. Our egos are in full swing when we are using social platforms, or when we are just even anything to do with technology, really, unless you are fully immersed in the immediate experience. So yes, people are excessively using these things. Oh yeah, and that's what I wanted to say. Talking about conversations, I do think that technology is causing people to have all kinds of social issues. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I used to go out, when technology wasn't in like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, these sort of platforms, when they weren't doing incredibly well, like when they were relatively new and these sort of things, I don't know. I found that when I used to go out socially to bars, clubs, these restaurants and sort of things, it was so easy to have good conversations with people, and people were far more conversational. And I don't know, recently, over the last few years, when I go out to bars and these or pubs and these sort of things, people are using their phones so much that I actually feel like people aren't able to socialise properly. It's almost like they've forgotten to have a proper conversation. God knows, maybe I'm just being pessimistic. Maybe it's just because I work really hard to improve my social skills to be quite conversational. But I don't know what I see and the kind of conversations I hear with people when you meet up in social gatherings and groups, I just find like people can't have a proper conversation beyond small talk sometimes, and it's incredibly sad. And again, I am quite heavily blaming technology for these problems. So yes, technology, people being on their phones when they're on dates, people being on their phones when they're with their families, people being on their phones when they should be eating. I mean, this is disturbing. Technology and your phone especially, your phone is the new TV. Make no mistake about it, it is replacing television. I think they've shown that this is not accurate at all. It's something I heard, but I've forgotten the statistic. But they're documenting that people are using like YouTube and their phones so much so that they watch their phones and YouTube more than they actually watch the TV this day and age. And it's going to get a lot worse. The discrepancy between those two is going to grow larger and larger apart. And by that, I mean technology is going to absolutely dominate what people are watching and listening to. on a daily basis. So take it what we will. These are big problems that we have to face. If people aren't having proper conversations, that means they're having dysfunctional relationships. That means people are being unhappy, especially women who love and really appreciate good conversations, who love to talk and share ideas as a means of learning. You know, they must be growing ever increasingly frustrated with people who are unable to talk and to have a good conversation. So these are some of the key problems. I know there are tons more, but we'll leave it there. These are some of the prevailing problems that I see happening now and that really are showing no signs of getting better, and they will probably get worse. So my cynical rant is now over. Let's now look at the benefits of technology, and make no mistake about it, there are copious benefits that are occurring as a result of technology. So make no mistake about it, it's easier than ever before to start a successful business. You know, again, the actual statistics escapes my mind, but the amount of people who are investing in things like courses and stuff like that, it's a billion. It's, you know, probably billions are being ploughed into courses. Billions of pounds are being spent by consumers on acquiring knowledge in the form of courses. It's never been easier to start your own online business or business at all. I think, going back slightly, I do think technology has caused it's the death of the high street. That's for sure, death of the high street. So it's kind of ruining our shopping experience in a way. So shopping experiences, familial experiences when they go out shopping together, that's kind of being crushed at the moment. As a result of technology, you can easily go online on all kinds of different stores and buy clothing and jewelry and stuff online. So let's get back to the positive. Geez. So as I was saying, it's easier than ever to start a successful business, to start a business from scratch and to grow it quite rapidly and exponentially due to the many benefits of technology and what you are able to do. Like, it's so easy this day and age to start a website. It's so easy to buy and sell online. I mean, it's insane how quickly you can buy something, research it, and have it delivered to you. This is absolutely incredible. In terms of customer satisfaction, this is the best time ever to get the things you want as easily and effortlessly as you want. It's insane. And it's only going to get more mind-blowing. So that's tremendous. That's a definite benefit. The fact that you can look something up and buy it within like 2 or 3 taps of your phone. And just like the way phones are today, I can't fault people in many ways for using their phones so much, because holy cow, you can do whatever you want. You can interact with people from across the world in so many different ways, so inexpensively as well. You can have all kinds of acts. You can run your business on your freaking phone. It's insane. You don't even need a computer. This is madness, people. This is incredible. So we're looking at the positives here. So let's keep it positive, shall we? It's easier than ever to find out the truth. Like, you can literally, back in the days, not that I can remember, but it's what I've been told as well. Like I said earlier, I'm not a dinosaur. Back in the day, if you wanted to learn something, like, people would be having discussions about topics, and it would take a long time for you to research what the truth is. So people could express their opinions, and you would have to like go off and research it and then come back with like science, what science is proving these sorts of things. But this day and age, if you're having a conversation with someone and you think someone's in the wrong, you can literally research it on your phone right there in front of them and go, listen, dude, you're wrong. I looked it up. You think, I don't know, these cars are worth this much, or they've got this much horsepower. You're wrong. Look it up. This is not the fastest car in the world. This one is. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's absolutely staggering. It's easier than ever to find out the truth. And now, that was such an innocuous example that I gave you now about the cars. But I mean, it's easier than ever to research the truth. It's easier than ever to see what different political platforms and perceptions are, to research into them. It's easier than ever before to find out what's happening in different cultures around the world. It's easier than ever to look up statistics about what certain countries or certain continents or the world is experiencing in different areas, to learn about things like deforestation and the problems that we face. It's easier than ever to find out what our problems are and to instill steps to ensure that these problems don't worsen over time. So it truly is miraculous in terms of being able to identify the truth, to learn stuff. I mean, the ability to just tap something in your phone and learn stuff, and our ability to gain access to information and detailed information is absolutely astounding. It's unbelievable. If technology is used well, to research, to learn, to share ideas, then, I mean, you can become incredibly intelligent because of technology. You don't have to go to the library and get certain books and take it out, which is so time consuming. You literally look it up on your phone and you can learn detailed information, scientifically proven information. You can learn it immediately, instantaneously. It is tremendous. So it's easier than ever before to learn the truth. And I think this has had a positive impact in terms of learning about things like wars and stuff like that. And it's one of the reasons why I doubt there will never be a World War III. Hopefully not anyways. And I think the main reason why that is so is because of technology. It's easier than ever before to learn different countries and how they are using propaganda to kind of influence their own people, to convince others that... other cultures or countries or nationalities are the enemy, and it's so difficult to influence people to go and kill other people from different cultures and backgrounds, because you look them up and you're like, oh, these are their beliefs, oh, these are where their misconceptions are. And it's so easy to find out why people want to instigate wars, like for political power, for oil, for all kinds of fundamental and rudimental raw materials and stuff like that. I mean, it's so easy to see countries' perceptions, their standpoints, and it's so easy to share the inequality, the discrimination that's happening around the world. It's so easy for creating equality around the world because you're able to share when people are being racist or sexist or just blatantly wrong in their perceptions. And it's so easier than ever before to see what another country is going through in terms of seeing people suffering, seeing these bomb explosions and what it does to people. And the fact that we are able to see it for ourselves and understand what's happening, so that other countries can intervene and stop problems getting worse, because we feel so much sympathy for those innocent people who are being killed and who are suffering. Technology has definitely put a halt on political leaders trying to express their domination. It's harder than ever before for political leaders to be tyrannical, because the world is learning about what these individuals are like. There's so much information spreading so quickly. It's easier to find out when people are bullshitting or lying or being fake. It truly is amazing for uncovering the truth. So technology is beautiful for enhancing truthfulness and transparency. Really, really blessed to be living today's day and age. I can only imagine how horrendous it must have been to live through World War I and II, and the level of racism, the Great Depression during then, and such a difficult time back then. And God knows the savagery and the violence even before then. Now we're talking about some barbaric, inhumane kind of behavior, and I like to think that we've moved beyond that, and I think technology is definitely helping with that. Now, technology is definitely making people less religious, more secular, There is no doubt about it. Technology is enabling people to learn about different cultures, different religious followings, different parables, and it's creating more freedom. But whilst it's creating more freedom, it is taking away the strong grip that religion had on the masses. And don't get me wrong, people are still heavily religious and heavily influenced by their religion. But it's slowly fading away. Religion's grip is loosening. There's no doubt about that. And, there are lots of pros and cons I have with all sorts of religions. I'm not going to get into that in this particular podcast. But it's definitely dismantling religion's ability to captivate us, to keep us disciplined and rigorous, and adhering to certain behaviours. Now, is that making us worse in terms of our morals and ethics? I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion on that, primarily because I feel like I'm a little bit ignorant in that area. I haven't checked up the statistics on that. I don't think people are losing their morals necessarily because of how technology is making people less religious. I still think that technology is making things and places more peaceful, more tranquil. That's for sure. So let's move on. It's like I said earlier, it's easier than ever to learn and to be informed. So if you want to learn, if you want to become immersed in, if you want to master a skill, I feel like it's never been easier. If you are a patient person, that is, if you are someone who's disciplined and focused, it's never been easier to learn, to be informed, to develop your skills, and to become qualified in lots of different areas, like to learn how to negotiate, to learn how to invest, to learn how to develop certain skills, to learn how to develop business skills, to learn how to be a great presenter and all these sorts of things. It's so easy to learn from the masters out there because of technology. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, I hate it when a good idea comes to your mind and then you forget it. It was such a good point. Damn it. I'm sure it will come back to me later. That's how our subconscious works, by the way. If you forget something, just continue your day and it will come back to you, because you set the thought, you set the question, what was I thinking about? And it will come back when you continue your day. So never put pressure on yourself to remember something upon forgetting it. Anyway, I digress. Let's bring it back. I also think it's easier than ever to become wealthy. I outlined earlier it's easier than ever to set up a business, but it's also easier than ever before to grow your name, to develop your reputation, to grow your brand, to market, to appeal to more and more people. Never been easier to invest in different ways. It's never been easier to control and oversee your finances. I mean, you can see the banks, they're getting rid of lots of crucial positions within the banking industry. Because they're teaching people how to do their own banking. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely incredible. The amount of freedom that people have, the different investment opportunities people have, more options than ever before. And it's very easy for, well, I wouldn't say very easy, but it's you can quickly jump from lower class to being upper class or rich, for that matter, because of a few hits on YouTube, or because of your following on social platforms and things like this. It's never been easier to jump between classes. That there's no doubt about that. Obviously, advancements in medicine are coming up with all kinds of cures for all kinds of diseases and ailments and disabilities. In terms of the medicine that's created, the technological improvements, how people are able to look after themselves, is second to none. The options we have to seek help in different ways for physical or mental issues are truly staggering. It's beautiful. When people get injured and they break bones or dislocate and have all kinds of problems because of their cartilage and these sort of things. What they're doing with stem cells and how they're able to regenerate cells and the things they're going to come up with in the future. It's truly, truly beautiful for people who go through unfortunate events, for people who have disabilities. The support you can get today's day and age is absolutely incredible. It's a beautiful thing to be part of. Now, I'm just trying to gather my thoughts back now, because I mentioned earlier how people, if they're patient and they use technology for their advantages, then you can really grow and become ultra successful. But, technology is a tool. I believe technology makes you more of who you already are. So if you are someone who's quite negative, quite sad, quite hopeless, quite frustrated, irritated with their lives, then technology and using these different social platforms and using YouTube and these sort of things will only make you enhance these feelings. It'll make you more of what you already are. And vice versa, if you are someone who's quite positive, who likes to learn, who likes to challenge themselves and grow, then you can use technology for your advancements. It can be a fantastic weapon to sharpen your success sword, if you will, to learn more, to grow, to expand in different ways. So technology is really what you make of it. One person could be using technology in all the wrong ways, making them become depressed, developing all kinds of disorders and problems, making them less active, live a more sedentary life, becoming unhealthy, enhancing stress in their lives. Whereas the other person can be using technology to learn more, to grow, to invest, to inform themselves, to develop their points of view and perceptions, to become more open-minded and these sort of things. So really, technology is not the enemy, it's the person. It's the person's habits, the person's subconscious programs. These are the problems that we face as a result of technology. And that leads us on to the last part. What do I predict in the future? Whoa, well, I mean, in the past, about 40, 50 years ago, it was quite easy to predict foreseeable changes to technology. This day and age, I don't know. I mean, will they produce phones that plug into people? Like, will they produce plugs or be able to literally include a chip in your mind that's connected to your iPhone? Like, fuck me. Like, this is real stuff. Problems with artificial intelligence. Like, will we create robots that become so smart that they eventually take over us? Will we create our own downfall as a result of technology? I know it sounds quite dystopian, but I mean, it's true. These are legit questions. You've got people like Elon Musk who is completely petrified about where we're heading in terms of technology, because he's tried to warn us about where we're heading, and it can be absolutely disastrous and dangerous for us as a race, as humanity. What we're doing to animals right now as a result of deforestation, the greenhouse effect, climate changes, all these problems, the way we're killing animals and how things are heading in those areas. I mean, in a way, we are kind of doing it to ourselves in the form of technology. We are ruining the lives of all kinds of animals around the world, and indirectly, insidiously, ominously, we are also ruining our own existence. Could we be creating our own downfall? Now, everyone's got their opinion. I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate. I don't necessarily believe in everything that I'm saying. I'm just putting a lot of this stuff out there. So, yeah, the future can be bleak or it can be absolutely incredible. It depends on your stance. Oh, that's what I was going to say earlier. See, I told you about this. I better say it quickly before I forget again. Damn it. Has it escaped me again? Damn it went again. I can't believe it. This is a joke. I'm going to continue talking. It's going to come back and then I'm just going to splat it out there. I'm not going to set it up. Damn it. So what do I predict for the future? Robots. Damn, cars that fly. That's definitely the future. Cars that fly. We used to watch things like Back to the Future and all these films. They were like, cars flying. Wow, that's incredible. But this is legit. Like, this can genuinely happen, and happen probably sooner than we think. Now, this is just my idea. I think we're going to develop so much as a race, and people are going to be living so much longer that I think the way we travel from country to country, like if you're traveling from the UK to, you know, Morocco, if you're traveling from Canada to Australia, the way we travel between countries, I feel like we're going to be traveling between universes. I genuinely believe that, between planets, sorry. I believe we'll be able to we're going to set up land for people to start fresh, to start anew on different planets. And over hundreds and thousands of years, as people begin to grow and create new families and new generations across these different planets, people will be visiting different planets in the form of like rockets or planes, or God knows what we'll produce in the future. And that will be the future holidays. So when you say to someone, "Oh, I'm going to Hawaii on holiday," people will laugh at that. You're saying, "Oh, how cheap? Why are you going to just Hawaii?" They're going to go, "Well, why don't you go Pluto? Why don't you go Mars?" Do you know what I mean? And I think that's where we're heading in the long term. If things continue the way they are now, I think that geniuses and technology are growing so rapidly and so magnificently. I mean, it is truly sensational what we're seeing at the moment. People will be having holidays to different destinations, different planets, maybe different realms, traveling to, genuinely back to the future, or traveling to the past, or traveling to the future because of light years, and I don't know, all this sort of stuff. But traveling at the speed of light and what that does to time and these sorts of philosophies, who knows? I don't know, man. Could we travel back in time? I don't know. What is out there in the abyss? I'm sure we will find out over time, or maybe some elite among us already know the answers to these, but they just obviously don't want to divulge this information to the masses. Who knows? Very conspiratory. Sounds like a good word. We'll go with that. So what do I predict in the future? I predict a lot of social problems. I don't think there'll be many wars. I think people, because of technology, it could lead to people being more sedentary. I think obesity will get worse unless we start to really enforce what needs to be done to live a healthy, happy life. So I do think obesity in the short-term future, over the next few hundred years, will get worse because of what they're putting in foods, just how refined and processed these foods are. It's going to get worse. People are going to live more and more sedentary lives as things continue, as technology becomes far more difficult to contain. Oh yeah, I went back earlier about how we're going to have chips in our minds. Maybe we could read each other's minds in the future. Maybe technology will enable us to read each other's minds, and therefore enhancing one of the benefits that I said earlier about the truth. There'll be greater transparency because of technology. Make no mistake about that. So it's incredibly exciting. I'm mortified by it all. Just because I feel like we're losing control of technology. Things are improving rapidly. I feel like technological advancement would calm down if we weren't living in a capitalist society. So, this is not my place to talk about my political standpoints. I think there are pros and cons of the Conservatives and also the Labour Party and other parties for that matter. They all have their pros and cons. But I do think people won't have the drive to innovate and make products and services as quickly as they are today if there wasn't that financial gain, that's for sure. So it's just getting out of hand. Technology is unbelievable. It's never been easier for people today's day and age to live healthily, happily. This is the easiest time ever to be alive. We are so fortunate, so privileged to be living in today's day and age where it's so easy to change your circumstance. It's ridiculous. Now, is technology making people weaker? I don't know. If you were weak anyways, then it's definitely going to make you weaker, that's for sure. So I wish I could hear your opinion. What do you think of technology? Is it helping us? Is it supporting us? Or is it leading to a disastrous downfall? What is your point of view? So, speaking of technology, speaking of improving your life, speaking of taking control of your health, your physical shape, your self-esteem, taking control of your subconscious programs, your lifestyle, being able to change your circumstance, create the kind of life that you want, become even more successful in different ways, become happier, more joyous, more peaceful. You can certainly do that by indoctrinating yourself with my material. So you can get my free ebook at my website, 10 Steps to Excellence. Beautifully written, really concise, really obvious what you need to incorporate and what the benefits are. Get that ebook. You can read it within just a couple of hours, really. It's a fantastic read. Just start to implement these 10 steps and you can improve the quality of your life tremendously. Go get that free ebook now. You can get it at my website, www.alexgem.com. Speaking about courses, speaking about improving yourself, when you're at my website as well, click where it says join PHS today, Power, Happiness, Success today. Enter your credit card details. You'll gain instant access to my incredible elite course, taking you from wherever you are now in terms of your levels of joy, happiness, your levels of energy, your self-esteem, your levels of success in terms of your investments, or in terms of your relationships, in terms of your health. We delve into our mindset. We delve into our visions, our ability to focus, achieving our goals. We help you to develop an abundant, growth, open mindset. We will change and rewire your limiting beliefs so that you can attack life and achieve your maximum potential. Follow the step-by-step procedure outlined in the course. It's revolutionary stuff. I've also included 3 amazing bonuses in there. Hours of exclusive video footage, podcast material, and 100 audio segments to keep you on track, to keep you bettering yourself. The whole package is worth $1,200. I'm not selling it for anywhere near that. You're going to be blown away by the value I provide. I also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for whatever reason, you do have the option to claim your money back within 30 days. So there's no reason why you should not take action and enjoy the value, the quality that I'm providing. I'm very happy to be able to serve you. You might want to get my book, The Art of Power, Happiness and Success. Is being sold at Amazon. It's also being sold at my website, at my store, so www.alexgemstore.com. You can check out the tons of fitness and health related products and the clothes and stuff that I sell there as well. Go get what you need to thrive, to become the best version of yourself, to become even happier and more successful. We're doing that together. You might want to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just type in Alex Gem. Subscribe to my channels. That's right, I help people dating, especially men. I help them to better understand women, to communicate better, to be more attractive, to be more mysterious, to be more alpha, to be more masculine and centered, to stop making mistakes that turn women off. So you can definitely hook yourself up by subscribing to that channel. If you want to improve your health, if you want to live longer, if you want to reduce your stress levels, if you want to become leaner, develop more muscle, look sexier, improve your posture, improve your energy levels, your mood, you can join my other YouTube channel as well, Six Pack Mind, to improve your physical shape. Go join me there. And obviously the one I'm sharing now, PHS, become even more empowered, become more disciplined, develop your self-esteem, change your mindset, change your subconscious programs, change the feedback loops between your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, change everything in your life, become a better version of yourself. Often change your identity and change the results you get in your life. You have so much potential. You have so much innate abilities. It's just about enabling you to be fully expressive, to overcome the emotional hurdles of your past, to stop living in the past, to stop being led by your ego, to become more peaceful, tranquil, happy, to live a more exciting, captivating life. So I'm going to help improve your purpose in life. Truly amazing stuff. Join that YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button and also click the notification bell, because every week I release several videos across all 3 YouTube channels to help indoctrinate you with the newest material, my newest knowledge and information that I've been researching, learning. I'm happy to share them with you. I'm happy to add value. So proud to be part of your life. So proud to have you, support me, follow me, like what I'm doing, and I hope to massively improve the quality of your life. It fills me with so much joy when people work with me, are coached by me, when people are getting my courses, when people order my books, when people are just DMing me and getting in contact with me and my team. I'm so proud and privileged to be in this circumstance, and I wouldn't have done if it wasn't for technology, to be honest with you. It's given me so much power, so much freedom and control to be able to start my own business and to grow it rapidly. Truly is remarkable what technology does for us. So lastly, what can you do to avoid the pitfalls of technology as well? Aim to not use your phone upon waking and before going to bed. That's right. What happens is you've got 2 windows of opportunity in your life, right? So upon waking, you transition from delta brainwave state, which is when you're sleeping. The one above that is called theta. You tend to think about 10 to 15 thoughts every minute when you're in theta. That's when you're a bit groggy, half awake, half asleep. Sometimes when you shower and when you're in deep meditation, you access this theta state. Great for creativity, great for accessing your subconscious. The state you want to live in more often when you're awake is the alpha brainwave state. That's when you are most aware, critically aware. You have a relaxed awareness, of your situation. You are so peaceful, so serene. This is when you are most creative. This is when you are most open-minded. This is when you are able to influence your subconscious most and change your thoughts, change your beliefs, change the behaviors, change your routines. Become more, believe in your potential, increase the momentum in your life, envision a better, more glamorous, successful, joyous future. It truly is remarkable, and you can access alpha when sometimes when you're in a trance state, even when you're watching TV and you're fully immersed in TV, you are able to access alpha. When you're fully immersed in an activity, you are in alpha. When you are daydreaming, you will enter alpha. When you start meditating, you are in alpha. When you are in more relaxing environments, like when you're walking by the park or walking by the beach, you are in alpha. You have fewer thoughts per minute. And you can make advantage of that, because when you have fewer thoughts per minute, you tend to have deeper, more meaningful, more powerful thoughts, and it enables you to reflect on those. So really the beauty, Claude Debussy, a famous French composer, once said, music is the silence between the notes, I believe, to paraphrase, because it's not completely accurate. But essentially what he said is that silence is what enables you to really appreciate music, not the noise, not the notes. And I think the same goes for how our brain works. I think the beauty, the magic, is actually not our thoughts necessarily, but in the length and the gaps between our thoughts. That enables us to truly influence our subconscious and the quality of our lives ultimately. So you enter alpha upon waking. You also enter alpha before you fall asleep. So you might want to spend those brief moments in the day visualizing a better future, writing out your goals, using affirmations, kind of brainwashing yourself. If you have new material that you want to learn and embed it in your long-term memory, if you want to improve your memory, that's a great time to kind of read over some key points, some key things you want to drill into your mind to improve your memory. That's great. Great opportunities upon waking before going to bed to read over those things, to rehearse things in your mind, to visualize what kind of future and success you want to accomplish. So really maximize alpha. And then you've got, just for your information, you've got beta as well. So beta is, when your conscious mind is in full swing, you tend to think about 60 thoughts or more every single minute. I'm in better right now. Most of the day you're in better when you're at work, when you're thinking, when you're evaluating, when you're analysing, when you're being judgmental, when you're stereotyping, these sorts of things. That's when you are in better. When your critical mind is switched on, you're in better. So try and create opportunities for you to influence alpha more often to maximise your potential. And that's what we need to do. Like, a lot of people, upon waking, they go on their phone straight away. They go on Instagram or Twitter, or they go on WhatsApp and these sorts of things. And they're immediately giving their vital energy force, their focus, their attention to the external world. And what we should be doing instead, really, is taking control of our energy force, of our focus or our attention, and direct it inwards. And start to write down things that you are grateful for, what you appreciate in your life. Start to practice your deep breathing to take control of your emotional state. So you start the day in control, and you finish the day in control for that matter as well. The first couple of hours of your day, you should refrain from using your phone at all. Instead, become immersed in things like reading, learning, exercising, meditating, writing out your goals. Focusing on the important things for the day, setting your stall up for the rest of the day, setting a precedence for the day. Really take control of your life, and don't let technology take control over you. If you excessively use technology, it can lead to all kinds of negative patterns, which can be harmful to one's health and happiness. So just be cautious of technology. Whenever you find yourself overly using your phone, you might want to create periods or time where you cannot access your phone. Like if you want to literally hide it in your room for a few hours whilst you do other things in your house, for example, these sort of things. If you're at work, hide your phone in a cabinet or something like that, instead of so you don't have the urge to constantly pull out your phone, because you don't want to develop that disturbia. You don't want to become vulnerable and dependent upon your phone and technology, because that's quite sad. It really is sad. So just be conscious and cautious of how often you use your phone, and obviously, more importantly, what you use your phone for. So take control of your life, guys. You are in charge. I've also created the Power Mastermind. I would love it to work with you in person if you attended the live event. I only work with 20 people maximum every single time we do masterminds. Now, masterminds is all about learning from the collective genius in the room. It's all about learning from one another. Yes, I've got a lot of good answers. I've got a lot of experience and know-how, but masterminds are amazing because you're working with committed, like-minded people to better their lives, to become more energetic, more peaceful, more serene, more loving, more giving, more successful in all areas in life. Come work with me live. Being in close proximity to people who are like-minded, who are really successful, great role models to you. It's a great opportunity for you to really transform the quality of your life, to be honest. If you cannot come and join us live at one of these events, I've actually created a course version, the Power Mastermind virtual version. You can find that at my website as well, www.alexgem.com. Just have a look out for it. You can get it at my store as well. It's truly unbelievable. You can actually see me work with a live audience to complete the same sort of tasks and worksheets that you'll be given when you buy the course. You can also see me complete the worksheets. So you have like you can essentially see through my eyes, if you will, and watch me complete these worksheets, so you understand my thought processes, how I'm changing my life using these same activities and worksheets, and so you can, more importantly, understand how to best complete these activities and worksheets as well. Definitely worth it. I offer tremendous bonuses in that as well. Go learn for yourself. The price is unbelievable. It cost me hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to learn these materials, to gather these resources over time. It's taken me 12, 15 years to put this together, really, through trial and error, and you get it immediately, and you get to immerse yourself for a day or two and learn everything that I learn, and feel part of a family, a community of like-minded, driven, ambitious, hard-working, successful, disciplined people who are growing and progressing in their lives. And that's what life is all about, guys. Take control of your life. Be cautious who your friends are. Increase your standards. Change your blueprints. And we can help you to maintain that. And I'm so proud to be part of your journey. And that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, and I'll catch you soon, folks. Take care.